Well, hello to all of my sunflower and diamond friends. How is everyone doing? Oh my goodness, I am doing really good, really good. But at work, it's been kind of crazy. I will cover that here in a little bit. I really don't know where to begin. There's a lot going on, but that's okay. Um, let's get started first. I need to let you read some of the comments first. Um, right now it's 93 degrees and it feels like 97. The wind's 14 miles per hour from the north, and it says tomorrow it's going to be 100 degrees. Ugh. But, that's just the way it goes. All right, guys, I have some comments. Oh, and don't forget, so far I only have two. Where did I just put it? Sorry. I have two, and it'll be Jules New 9441 and Kathy C 4561, who will be in my drawing. So if you want to be in my drawing, because Thursday is my birthday, and I'm gonna bless someone with a blessing box for my special day. But I won't do that drawing until either the 30th or the 31st of August. So ladies, I have you on my sticky note, and when the time gets close, I'll put you in. So hopefully anybody else who watches my videos, please, the secret word is Mustang. Put it down in the comments and you'll be entered for a blessing box. Who doesn't want a blessing box? Come on. It's free. So, all right. I want to again mention Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow. Michelle Morgan is I would like to say the CEO, the president, the owner of Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow. If you have not checked her out, please do. She has a YouTube channel, Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow. And I just seen she's got her name registered, so nobody else can take that away from her. So please go check her out. And if you can, if you got extra diamond painting kits laying around, or if you just want to make a donation to her, go check her out and see what you can do to help her. Okay, guys? She sends out diamond painting kits to different organizations like senior centers, nursing homes, a cancer center, and that's all right now in her area, some of them, but she does send to, I think, Alabama. So Michelle, if you are watching this, you can go ahead and put it down in the comments who you send to. I'm okay with that. Please go ahead and put it so people know where you send to. And if we can help her out, that would be great. Then if anybody in Canada or over in, I think, the UK, she said, if you want to kind of be like she is, who can send out diamond paintings, she said it's a pretty busy job, but it keep you busy. Let's see if we can find someone to help her out, okay? And if you have, like I said, extra, I know a lot of us are on a tight budget, but if you do happen to have like a little bit extra, and if you would like to donate to her, please do. She would surely appreciate it, because you guys know also that when you mail something out, it gets expensive. So if you can help her, that would be awesome. Okay, so let me see here. I had them in order, then I've got to make sure they're in order. Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow, she did say that I was so sweet to bring up her Diamonds for a Better Tomorrow again. And I said, for right now, this is how I can help you spread the word about your organization. I love this idea of helping others. Like I said, I purchased diamond paintings for a friend, and when I can, then I meet up with her to give her what I've purchased. And she says, it's enough to have your support. It means a lot. And she says, I support you right back. Okay. And then, oh, yeah, I have 246 subscribers. So if you are one of those subscribers, thank you. I appreciate you. Jules New said, congrats on the subscribers. And then she says, my mom had a 67 Mustang once upon a time. Too bad it was no longer around when I started driving. And then she said that we drove through Kansas in July of 2018 on our trip to the Grand Canyon. And I said, what color was your mom's Mustang? And then I said, you didn't stop in Kansas at all? Sorry, you missed out on some amazing places to stop. And she said it was a teal color. And she said they only stopped at the Welcome Center, and I wish we had more time, but from Florida, it was 2,500 miles, and hold on a minute, one way, and we drove 16 hours straight one day, and I wanted to spend more days in Colorado too, but we just couldn't. So maybe another time. We haven't been on a vacation since. So she goes, I don't know, LOL. And I replied back that I had a teal Thunderbird. I called it a T-Bird. And I love that car, and she was my first car also. I kept her until, I think 1 year after we got married, and then I went to a Ford Taurus because I thought we was going to be able to start a family, and I wanted to be able to, you know, fit the kids in, but it didn't work out, so it's okay. And then random things with Shell too. She said that she loves that I sign in my videos. Thank you for that, and thank you for watching. Let's see. Yep, that's about it. If I missed your comment, I'm sorry. But I think I got everybody. So, yep. And let's go ahead and read the prayer card and the inspiration card. Today's prayer is, no one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God lives in us, and his love is made complete in us. 1 John 4:12. And that's today's prayer card. All right, then the inspiration card, or prayer card too. God will generously provide all you need. 2 Corinthians 9:8. God's blessings are as wide and as deep as the ocean. Okay. All right, guys, let me move this down so you can see my vintage lady. Get this. Let's see here. This part of her dress is done. I did fill in my butterflies. I was able to work on it some on Sunday. I'm working on her parasol right now. There are, I think, 2 different shades of pink. So yeah. Oh, I'm using my wax to help pick up the crystal ones. My Diamond Art Club one wasn't working out so hot, so I decided just to go with my wax pen thing here, and it's been doing pretty good. I have a pencil sharpener, but actually I don't know why all the pencil sharpeners I usually buy they never sharpened the pencils. So I ended up going over, well, I was at Walgreens, and I found, like, you know how you have the eyebrow pencil and that? That's this pencil sharpener is in the makeup area, and it sharpens so much better. It's like, really? But, you know, sometimes that's just the way it goes. Alright, so let me give you my life update. I said work. This week we had the first training week because we're going to be implementing a new course system because the old one, it's pretty old, I guess. So we got some new programs and they're not, how you want to say, compatible or not quite working. So that's why we have to update to a new course system. So yesterday and Wednesday were the first 2 days of testing. Well, Wednesday there was a group of co-workers that had to start the training, and they were supposed to start at 9 o'clock. Well, it didn't happen. They didn't get started until I think it was a quarter till 12. Yeah, almost noon. They had there were some things that were, I guess, uploading, or I can't remember, and so until that got all done they couldn't get started. But yesterday they was able to start at 9, and I guess everything went really good. I said that made them all very happy because they didn't know how it was going to go. Now they're going to practice a lot in the next 2 weeks, because in September, after the week after Labor Day, that will be the second test to see how things go. And for me, I'm kind of lucky I don't have to do that, because as doing all the scanning, right now I don't need to worry about the new system as yet. So, which is fine. That way I can keep working, and because if not, I would probably fall pretty far behind. I had yesterday and today I had to work on my mortgage files, because I get them all scanned in, and then after I get them all scanned in, then the following week I work on checking to make sure they're all in there. So, yep, like I said, I'm finally getting caught up, but that's okay. At least I know I still have my job, right? So anyway, this week has been hot. Oh my goodness. It's drying everything up. We're going to need rain. We did get rain Saturday morning last week and Sunday morning. And it was kind of like unexpected, because it didn't, I looked at the radar and it didn't look like anything was going to happen, but then all of a sudden it was raining, so it's like, yes, we'll take it. And it was funny, both Saturday and Sunday my husband was going to go fishing, but he ended up changing his mind. He ended up staying in bed and sleeping, which is fine. So yep, it all works out in the long run. And then, I don't know if I told you, my sister, she's the one that's after me, and she's married to the farmer. Well, they're going to be moving out to their family farm, okay? Well, they put the house up for sale in town, and, you know, didn't think much of it. My brother sent me a message. He said, hey, did our sister sell their house? I says, not that I know of. He says, well, the for sale sign wasn't in the yard, and they actually put it up for sale by themselves. They didn't use a realtor. They probably thought, usually that's what everybody does. They try to sell it by themselves first, and then they look into getting a realtor. Anyway, in our area, that's how we do it. Well, so I ended up sending her a message, and I said, hey, I said, did your house sell? And she comes back, but she put it in the group that within 24 hours of putting that for sale sign up, somebody came and wanted to buy the house, and they bought it for what they were selling it for. So I said, yay, congratulations. So now they really got to get going. So today I sent her a message. I said, hey, would you like help in packing? And she said, yes, please. I said, what time? She said, 9 o'clock. So I thought, I better get this WIP and chat recorded so I can post it and it go out tomorrow, because I'm going to go over and help my sister start packing up. And actually, the farmhouse where they're moving into isn't as big as the house they are in at Victoria. So she's going to have to, there's pretty, how do you want to say it? Some things she may have to get rid of, but she sold some things. And this way I can look at that dining room table, because I really wanted to be able to do my diamond painting on. And maybe if I go over, I can maybe get one or both of my nephews to bring it over for me. So I'll see. And then I want to see my mom right away, because she lives over in Victoria too. So, yep. It's going to be a big change for them. I mean, how do I say this? They knew they were going to move out eventually. It's just they thought, I don't know when they thought they were going to, but they had lived there. My oldest nephew, I think she said for 21 years now. So, I mean, that's a long time. And so she said there are a lot of memories in that house. And I said, yeah, because we celebrated almost every holiday there. After my sister had my oldest nephew, my mom said, let's just do it down at your house. That way you don't have to bring the baby out and everything, to go up by our parents. And my sister was okay with that, because she loves to cook anyway, so she pretty well took care of most everything. And then my brother, he cooks too, so it all worked out. So we always had our holidays by my sister. So yeah, it was nice. Their home was very nice. So yeah, and Jackie even played the lottery, because I was hoping I'd win big so I could buy her house. But oh well, it's okay. You gotta try. Everybody needs to buy a ticket. That way it makes it harder or makes more chances for everybody to try to win. So, but anyway. Oh, let's see. Oh, yes. Let me continue on with my thing about the Victoria Church right away. Let me bring this up so you can see me a little bit. And that way you can see my diamond painting, the one I'm going to do next month. All right, let me continue on with this. I think... I'm thinking it was here where the pillars and capitals is what it's called. In addition to the native stone, I was reading about the Victoria Church. It's called the Basilica of Saint Fidelis, and it was also called the Cathedral of the Plains, and it's one of the 8 wonders of Kansas. I don't remember when, but there was a contest to pick landmarks for these 8 wonders of Kansas. So you was able to go and do a vote. I think it was by phone, because this was, I think, back in the 90s, so we didn't have the computers yet and everything, if I remember correctly. So I said I'm part of the Ellis County Historical Society, which is in Hayes. And next year, we're going to celebrate 150 years of the Vogel Germans coming from Russia. Because first they started in Germany, they moved to Russia, and then they came over here to Kansas. So I was reading about the church, so you guys kind of get an idea of how things are going to go next year. And I'll always, mention things too. But we're going to have a year-long celebration. I mean, 150 years, you have to have a year-long celebration. Okay, let me go back here. I'm sorry. In addition to the native stone, a great quantity of Bedford stone was imported from Indiana for the doorways and the bases and capitals of the pillars. One artist alone worked almost 2 years on a number of the capitals that fit 4 different sizes of pillars. The work was done in the front of the friary on a platform, taking a month to chisel and form one capital. The 14 granite pillars in the nave of the church came from Vermont when they first arrived. However, they were unloaded by the railroad 3/4 of a mile from the construction site. After an attempt to transport them using a strong farm wagon failed, a threshing machine was prepared with beams. It took 8 horses to pull the 5-ton to 7-ton pillars and 40 men to lift them. The cost of the 14 pillars totaled $4,000. And don't ask me what they would cost today, because I would not know. I'm sure it'd be a lot more. The 4.5 pillars in the sanctuary have a granite veneer. The pulpit and altar. The pulpit was installed in 1954 as a gift from Monsignor Michael Dryling, a son of the parish. The altar was erected in 1986 at a cost of $41,000 as a gift from the people of the parish on the occasion of the 75th Jubilee of the church. And I remember that very well. I had been out of high school 1 year. Both the pulpit and the altar were cut and hand polished in Italy and installed by the Memorial Art Company of Salina. Both consist of dark pillars of Rocha Anica resting on the base of white Carrara marble and supporting the arches, which hold the top also of Carrara. I'm going to spell it Carrara. The top of the altar is one solid piece of stone, decorated with 5 crosses and consecrated on May 25, 1986, by Bishop George K. Fitzsimmons of the Salina Diocese. A sepulchre carved into the base of the altar contains the sacred relics of St. Francis of Assisi, founder of the Franciscan Order, St. Fidelis of Simmeringen, patron of the church, and St. Conrad of Farmazan, patron of the Capuchin Franciscan Providence of Mid-America. The Cathedral of the Plains. The massive Romanesque structure stands in the form of a cross, facing west, with its majestic towers dominating the prairie landscape. On the facade above the rose window, a stone statue of its patron, St. Fidelis, keeps watch. The church is 220 feet long and 110 feet wide at the transepts and 75 feet at the nave. Its ceiling is 44 feet above the ground and the towers rise 141 feet. The seating capacity of 1,100 made it, at the time of its dedication, the largest church west of the Mississippi. William Jennings Bryan, during his 1912 presidential campaign tour of the nation, visited Victoria in July of 1912 and was so impressed with the church that he named it the Cathedral of the Plains. On May 14, 1971, the federal government inscribed the church in the National Register of Historic Places as a building of architectural significance. On January 29, 2008, the church was proclaimed by Kansas Governor Kathleen Sebelius as one of the 8 wonders of Kansas. During a ceremony held at the Capitol in Topeka, Kansas, the 8 Wonders of Kansas campaign was sponsored by the Kansas Sampler Foundation to encourage the exploration of Kansas's many spectacular sites. Restoration. Beginning in 1994, the pastoral and finance councils of the church took on a $265,000 repair and restoration project, working closely with Wayne Brungard. And yes, my maiden name was Brungard, but he's maybe a distant cousin. I couldn't tell you. A native son of the parish of Steckline Brungard Architects of Hays, Kansas. The councils moved quickly to weatherproof the exterior, replaster and paint the interior, and update the sound, electrical, and heating system. All due care to respect the historical integrity of the structure was a priority. It is worth noting that Tim Lineberger of Lineberger Painting of Salina, Kansas, was selected for the painting of the interior in 1996. He is the 3rd generation of Linebergers, and they originally are from Victoria, to have painted the church for the 4th time since the late 1940s. The colors chosen for this painting returned the church to the original rich mauve, rose, and gold tones. The stenciling comes from a book published at the time the church was built, and each one is hand-painted. The colors in the stenciling pick up on some of the colors to be found in the stained glass windows. The ribs in the upper ceiling and the lower ceilings are painted in darker tones to visually accent the majestic heights of the Romanesque structure. By the end of 2004, a new heating boiler system was installed at a cost of $169,500, and new carpeting and tile were laid in the body of the church. At the beginning of 2005, $60,000 was collected to lay a marble floor in the sanctuary and on the steps leading to it. The entryways were remodeled from April 2005 to May 2006 at a cost of $50,000. The west entryway's floor and ceiling were torn out and redone. The bathrooms and bridal room were updated. The north entryway got a fresh coat of paint and a new floor. Also in 2005, the church roof was re-shingled. However, High Plains Roofing of Hays, Kansas was hired to replace gutters and the inferior and improperly installed shingles during July and August of 2009. After much discussion, planning, and fundraising, an air conditioning system was installed by Glasson Corporation of Hays, Kansas, and was up and running by May of 2008. Once again, parishioner and tourist contributions made it possible. During the first week of March 2009, the sound system was once again updated, this time by MSM Systems Incorporated out of Lawrence, Kansas. 2 6-feet speakers attached to the pillars in the sanctuary replaced the need for most of the small white speakers that hung from every pillar in the church, and I remember those too. In 2013, the church contracted with Wildenborg Stained Glass Restoration Incorporated of Rogers, Arkansas, to remove the old storm covering on the stained glass windows and refurbish the windows and the wood frames. 1/4-inch clear temper glass was installed as a new storm covering. And this was all made possible by parishioner and other individual contributions. And the upkeep of the Cathedral of Plains continues. A great honor was bestowed on the church on February 21st, 2014, when it was decreed by Pope Francis to be a minor basilica, the 78th basilica in the United States and the first in Kansas. The parish was notified of the honor on March 5th, 2014, and a celebration was held on Saturday, June 7, 2014, with 3 bishops and over 30 priests in attendance. So there you have it. And we do have a gift shop. So let me show you how this goes. Here is the church. Whoops. Okay. And then this is the stained glass windows. This is one of many. These are the Stations of the Cross. And if you're Catholic, you'll know what all of this is. This is a statue of the Blessed Mother after Jesus was crucified. And there's the altar. And then this is a very pretty, the church with snowfall. And this building over here is what they call the monastery. That's where the priests live. And that's where my mom cooks for the priests. She's a cook there. This is the rose window. And then this is a statue that was done by Pete Felton. He carves out of limestone. And this is the Volga Germans. This is like a husband and wife with their children, and it has a dog. So, yep. And I do have a calendar. Maybe I'll go through that because it's quite big and has a lot of good information. Maybe sometime I'll have to go over and we can, if I take the calendar, we can look for those things and I can tape it and then kind of show you guys. Okay, let me put you back down now. Oh, and don't forget, hit that like button. It does wonders for my YouTube channel. Okay, so anyway, now you kind of know about the Victoria Church. And why I say, if you're ever coming through on I-70 and you get to, it's about Walker. That's when you can start seeing the towers of the church. So once you see that, then you know you're getting close. And it's funny, even after all these years, when we go somewhere, say Salina or Wichita now, and we come home, and once you get to Walker and you see the church towers, you know you're getting closer to being home. So, but yeah, the church it's just absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, if you're ever traveling through, please take the time and just exit off of the Victoria exit and go south. No, go south for a ways and you'll come to a 4-way stop and the church is right there. Then just pull in the big parking lot and take a gander of the outside and take all the pictures you want, then go on the inside, and if you're lucky, maybe a Victoria resident will be there and they can give you a little history. Or I know it's, I don't know exactly where, but it's in two areas in the pews. There's like a box and you can push it and it will talk and give you the history of the church and everything. So yeah. it'd be well worth your time. And yes, I'm bragging on the church and my hometown of Victoria. So anyway, let's see, where are we at on time? Okay, doing good. So that's pretty much my, as people say, my life update. Diamond painting, not a whole lot going on right now. I'm trying to get this worked on and completed, because once September 1st comes, whoops, sorry, right there is what I'm going to be working on next. So I'm kind of excited to get started. And this will be for Lee and Lenore's event from L&L Diamond Painting. The event is in remembrance of, or in memory of, one of the two. Anyway, you can check out their channel. They do a WIP and chat every Thursday, and they do a live every Tuesday. So if you get a chance, go check them out. They are a married couple, and I just love them. They have good, wonderful lives and WIP and chats. So, and Lee will have, I think, prizes this year. Last year he just decided to do it, and so he wasn't gonna, which I don't blame him, because it's a lot of work to get everything put together. But this year he's gonna do prizes and everything, so that will be exciting. But my U.S. hero is a square. So this will be my first square that I'm gonna do. So I look forward to doing that. And then I have my cousin who does woodworking as a hobby. He's going to make the picture frame for me, because when it's all said and done, I'm going to donate it to the Victoria VFW. And the VFW stands for Veterans of Foreign Wars. So, yep. It was because of my dad that I'm going to do this. And then, oh, let me show you. Oh, I had ordered some stuff from Amazon, guys. The beginning of August. It's, I got one thing yesterday, and then the rest of my stuff should be here Monday, which is fine. But it's like, come on, I want my Amazon stuff. So, let me show you real quick. Oops. I purchased a diamond painting. It's not real big. It's a smaller one from Amazon. But it's this Statue of Liberty. Let me see if I can bring it up here. So, yep. Here, let me take it off of the pants hanger here. I have a butterfly hanging up. So, one day I will work on that one too. But here it is. Isn't that pretty? Whoops, sorry. So yeah, and it has 25 colors. Oh my. Those are pretty tiny. Let's see. And they're not in any order. I like to call it mishmash. Like 1 is 1, but 2 is a heart. 3 looks like it's a black circle with a white dot in the middle. 4 is E, 5 is star, 6 is 6, 7 is 2, 8 is P. So yeah, it's mishap, but that's okay. So it'll It'll be very interesting to see. This size is a 30 by 40. So, yep. And then I do have one other diamond painting coming from Amazon. So once that comes in, when I do my whip and chat next week, which I don't know if I'll get to or not, because next week, Saturday, is when we're celebrating my parents' 60th. And that's also Dad's birthday. So, yeah, I don't know how next week's gonna run yet. So, just a heads up. If I don't get to a whip and chat, that's the reason why. I don't want you to think that I'm not doing them. Celebrating 60 years of marriage is a big deal to me in my books. Even though my mom says we're crazy. So, no, we're not. I said, you put up with Dad for 60 years. I thought that's pretty amazing. And then these are the diamonds. I didn't get a chance really to look at it, but you know, I don't think they're doing too much. Yeah, those look pretty. It's really not. Oh, here it is. I was going to say there better be some red because there's red. But yep. So that's that. So I have to label my box so I don't forget that this is for the Statue of Liberty. Okay. All right. Let's pull this back here. Okay. Oh, let me finish the eyes real quick. The eyes have it. One more. Okay. The parasol is almost finished. Oh, let me make sure I didn't miss anything way at the top here. Nope, doesn't look like it. Okay. So let me put this in the bag. Little baggy thing here. I get the baggies from Hobby Lobby. I was gonna store them in medicine, you know, your pill bottles, but then that takes up so much room, so I think I'm just gonna keep them in the little baggies. That way I can store them in boxes better. Whoa, lost a diamond here. Let me get that picked up. Maybe. Okay, you gotta come off. It's like, Jackie, use the wax pen. It'll just go so much better. Yep, there we go. Oh, another one. He jumped ship. There we go. All right. Let's see. The next color is H. And I'm pretty sure that's a different color of the pink. Yep, it sure is. So that will go on the parasol and up here on her dress, the top part. So yeah, it's looking good. And then, oh, I only will have 4 more colors. And then I will be done. Awesome. Didn't expect that, but good. I'm glad it didn't spill. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need a sip of water. maybe this weekend. Tomorrow I won't. Maybe early in the morning I can work on this. Maybe some on Sunday. If I can get this one finished, that'll be good. And then maybe I can start my pink one. Getting on top of it. Oh boy, here comes a hot flash. Whew. I tell you what, if you don't have hot flashes, you're very lucky. But if you do, you know what I'm getting at. If you don't have the fan by and you all of a sudden get warm, you gotta turn that fan on or else. Whoo-wee. Anyway, that's the way it is with me. I have to have my fan. I have the fan blowing right on me as I'm sleeping. And I even have a ceiling fan going. I tell you what. I remember when my mom had them. We'd be doing dishes and she'd get hot. She'd have me try to open the kitchen window because the sink was right there and there was the window. But most times she would go out and stand on the back porch until she cooled off, and then she came back in. So, yep. I remember when she had them. And now I get them. It's like, ugh. As soon as I get into work, I have a ceiling fan. I flip that fan on, and I have a personal fan. I have my computer, and I have the machine that I use to scan, and it sits right in between, and it's pointing right at me. Most times I have that running all day, too, because sometimes it just gets warm. And I have 2 windows in my office, which is fine because I love that. But the one window is on the west side of the building, and once that sun starts coming around there, boy oh boy. So I usually I have window blinds and I shut them. It helps some, but the sun, I don't shut them tight because I like to still be able to see a little bit. But yeah, it's like, holy moly. I just get very warm. Like I said, it don't take much. And most times I wear tank tops when I'm at home. But, I try to help keep myself as cool as I can be. Otherwise, but anyway, all right, I don't have much more going on, so I guess I'm gonna end my WIP and chat. This is actually Friday evening, and I'll post this for Saturday at 2 o'clock. And don't forget the special word, oh sorry guys, is Mustang. If you want to be entered in for a blessing box from me, put it down in the comments, and then I will add your name to the list. Okay? Alright guys, before I say adios, please hit that like button. And if you are one of the recent subscribers to my channel, because I said I have 246, can you help me get up to 250? That would be awesome. Before my birthday even. Oh. So, if you would, let's move that down. Don't forget, hit the like button. Help me reach 250 by my birthday. And Mustang to get entered for a blessing box from me. Okay? And that will be drawn either on the 30th or the 31st. I may go with the 31st. I'll push it one extra day for you, okay? All right, guys, have a fantastic weekend and upcoming week, because next week is my birthday week. Oh, I get Thursday off. Yes, we do get our birthdays off, so that's pretty cool. So, all right, guys, see you next time. And I don't know about next week. I will post it in my community tab. Okay? All right. I love you all. Bye.